Okay, we are live. Good evening from here. You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. My name is Paul. As usual, I would ask that you help us share the link. Let us share, so that we can invite people who might be interested in the topic of discussion tonight. Again, we'll be talking about the road towards 2023 elections in Nigeria. And I believe that a lot have been wrong with our dear country, and we cannot wait to begin to see things turn around, starting with the exit of President Buhari from the office. And then hopefully we get someone that is better. I think a lot of Nigerians, both home and abroad, we are desperate now. We are at a point where we are desperate that change. So I would ask that you can get hold of your system and share the link so that other people would be able to join us and see, or perhaps find a way to join the conversation. So I'm going to quickly grab my phone now and attempt to share it in some groups, Facebook groups, where I believe there are people who might be interested in the discussion. So please help us share as much as possible. Okay, so would you introduce yourself?
Well, good evening, viewers from Nigeria. I am the village boy.
All right, you're welcome to the show. Perhaps some people might still be joining, or some of our guests tonight might be joining. They have some assignments that is preventing them from joining us immediately. So they will be joining us before the show runs out, I hope. So if you're joining us again, like I asked earlier, please help us share the link. Share. Let's invite people who might be interested in the topic. So we'll be examining the road towards 2023 election. As thus concerned Nigerians, we are not politicians. We are not taking sides. We're just looking at what's on ground in terms of preparation and what people are doing, what politicians are doing, the decisions that politicians are making already. That's what we're going to be examining tonight. So, and I have the village boy here, and the question that I will first of all ask him is, looking at where we are currently, do you think the 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 preparation thus far, do you think it's give you some positive, some form of assurance that we are most likely getting it right?
Well, thank you very much. When you say preparation could mean so many things. Is it preparation on the part of government? Is it preparation on the part of the electoral body? Is it preparation on the part of the political parties? Is it preparation on the part of candidates who are seeking election to offices? Is it preparation on the part of the supporters? So it's a broad
Yeah,
subject view.
preparation in all inclusive.
Yeah, not inclusive. Well, the government will tell you they are ready. They are putting everything in place. The INEC, which is the umpire, will also tell you they are ready and everything is in place. They have tested new electoral law in Osho State, in Ekiti State. So they will use that one as a yardstick to beat their chest that they are super ready for the election. And for the party and for the candidate, remember the the campaign has now officially kicking. So what we are doing now, what you are seeing now is a kind of preparation for the campaign proper. But if you want to gauge by the mood of the social media, yes, there is this tendency to say that people are ready, the electorates are ready. You see Although unfortunately it's more of a rough fight, especially on Twitter. On Facebook is a bit mild. Friends have turned against each other. You know, uh, intense rivalry, along the line and all that. Then you look at even money campaign on WhatsApp. You see a lot of WhatsApp status. Once in a while, I, I slide into those areas to look at things once in a while, not frequently. You see that a lot of activities already going on, even though the campaign itself has not been, has not fully started. So, and the mood of the nation, you might say, okay, they are ready for election, so to say. Though there is the school of thought about, okay, even is the structure ready for a new election, or do we have to pause and look at the structure itself? Can we pause and look at the constitution? Can we pause and look at so many things? Because the question is that even if you bring AJ Gabriel from heaven, if God wants to lend him to us in Nigeria for the next 4 years to come and this thing, with this current constitution, will it still end well? So that's another ball game altogether. But I think the frenzy, the people are in the mood, you may call it a killer's mood for election. That is my own assessment, from looking at all the frenzy activities going on social media. Though people have also cautioned that we should not be carried away by the activities on social media, because most of the time, it doesn't really translate to electoral values. So, but I'm hoping that this time around, it should be a change of orientation, that people can always change, people can always determine to do something different if they want to. Because, like they say, as we speak, the street is not smiling at all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, I want to also ask you a kind of another broad question.
Okay.
And the question is this: do you think that we are likely going to get it right in 2023? And like you said, maybe we should pause and see, maybe there is the need for us to even change our constitution, which has been padded and amended and still is not delivering result. So a lot of people are talking about us restructuring the country or restructuring some aspect of it. But now we know that unless if there is a military takeover, which is not likely, that we still need to vote somebody in who probably can kickstart some aspect of these things that people are yearning for, whether it is restructuring, whether it is changing the constitution, or whatever it is, that's a constitution that Nigerians can say, we the people of Nigeria, that it's our constitution. So now, do you think, going by what we have seen so far, by the list of candidates that we have running for the office, do you think there is possibility that we might get it right?
That is a very tricky question. Getting it right again could mean so many things. Getting it right, you are talking of fiscal federation, you are talking of fair justice, not necessarily a complete justice. You are talking of a situation whereby the government cater to the needs of the people. Let me explain the way government structure is in Nigeria. Let's look at this as a tripod as it were. Though the tripod, this one is a very unique one, and this I came up with this, after taking some level of self-study about Nigeria political system. Nigeria political system is standing on a tripod. The first tripod there is the presidency, and the all powerful office of the presidency and all that. Then the second tripod, unfortunately, is the governors forum. The governors forum, they have considered themselves to a power block, irrespective of the political party they belong to. So much that even they are capable of twisting the president to do their bidding. So that is one of the tripod. Then the one we have the National Assembly as the third tripod. If you are thinking of somebody on the president that will get it right, it should be somebody that has a substantial influence in the other two areas of the tripod. For instance, if you have a president that have less than half of the numbers of governors that are in that governors forum, it may create a problem, a headache for that kind of a president. The same thing, we do know that whatever thing you want to do as a president, you will need the concurrence of the National Assembly. So that is why we always strive that a political party must have a majority seat in both the Senate and the House of Rep. So any president that will get this thing right must be able to garner, substantial influence. I'm not talking of control, the influence in the other tripod, the other two tripods that make in other two legs that make the tripod. So if you have a president that is popular but has less number in the governors forum, it could create a lot of headache. It could create a lot of problem because they have consider themselves a powerful bloc, and we cannot undermine the influence in the polity. Then at the National Assembly level, for you to pass any law, in democracy is the concept of majority. And I keep telling people that in democracy there's nothing right, there's no right, there's no wrong. If you bring a bill into the assembly, for instance, and you think it is the best bill ever, the best thing after sliced bread, but the members who by constitution are to vote for that bill, if they vote the bill down, it's not going to go anywhere. It's either you represent it or you reformat it or whatever you want to do. And this is how democracy functions. And there is no question of, okay, this thing is, there's no absolute right, there's no absolute wrong. It's more about perception. So you won't, though there is some climb, that's what we call bipartisanship bill, whereby before the bill is presented, you try to appeal to the sense. You give them what we call moral persuasion. You persuade them morally to support the bill, to forget their affiliations. But sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes people say, no, we are not in support of this bill. It doesn't matter whether it's the best bill ever. If it is not supported, it doesn't pass. So that these are the nitty-gritty that we should be mindful of. It is when these nitty-gritty are taken care of that you begin to talk about whether you could get it right or not get it right. You can't get it right if you continue to operate this constitution. Don't let us deceive ourselves about that. If this constitution is not changed, if there is no devolution of power, the federal government as it is today rather, is taking too much burden that is not competent for. It's not that they are taking on the burden, but they don't have the competence to maintain that body. So I've spoken about this in my book. I've spoken about electricity. I've spoken about education. For instance, this over-centralization of education, it is what is giving crisis. Giving impetus to this ASUU crisis that has become like a yearly occurrence. So these are the kind of things that, if we are talking of getting it right, that we should begin to deal with. You should begin to deal with situation whereby electricity, once there is a system collapse at the central level, the nation is drawn into darkness. These are things at this age and time should not be happening in our country, but it's still happening. So this is a part of things of getting it right. Do we have somebody who has the liver and who will garner the support from the other two legs, from the governorship forums and from the governors forum and from the National Assembly, to address these issues? Do we have such? Unless we have such a person who is also willing and competent to do it. The idea of getting it right is neither here nor there. It's too early to say.
All right. So if you put it as you have put it now, and then it gives me the option of asking you, the candidacy of the Labour Party, which is relatively, maybe not new, but at least is gaining new trends these days because of the candidacy of Obi. Now, do you think if that kind of a candidate gets to win the presidency, because it doesn't, seemingly, maybe we don't know what might happen by the time the election is conducted in 2023. Maybe they would have significant positions in the governor and the two assemblies. We don't know. But as it is now, let's assume that Obi wins the election and all things being equal. Are you saying that it will be impossible based on judging by the tripod that you have created? All right. By that idea of tripod that you have created, that means you are literally saying that a candidate like Obi has no opportunity even if he wins.
Well, I wouldn't want to use the word impossibility. So as of now, I don't know what these strategists are thinking. Usually, strategists are people you don't see, you don't hear about them. They are behind the scene. They think and they try to project to create scenarios, for their masters and all that. What I'm saying is this: from the look of things, yes, Obi is very popular as a presidential candidate, and that focus seems to be on him. The focus seems to be on the presidency. I don't know. I'm not on ground, but I'm not sure that today, if an election holds in Nigeria, whether Labour Party can garner as much as 1/3 of the gubernatorial seats. And when we are talking about 1/3, we are talking about 12 out of the 36 states. Can Labour Party today win 12 gubernatorial seats? Well, I wouldn't say this is not impossible. I wouldn't say it is possible. But from the movement, from what we see, from the evolution of Peter Obi, as it were, the old trajectory seems to be looking at one seat, at one leg of the tripod. They're only looking at the presidency. What if Obi wins and there are no Labour Party governor, or there is one or two Labour Party governor? What will become of the Governors Forum? Yes, Obi had been a member of the Governors Forum, meaning that he could have understood the inner workings of the of the Governors Forum. If his party is not represented there, what approach will he use to cut them? To cut their favor, because he will need them. That's the truth. He will need them. So now, what will he compromise for them to support him? If none of them, or a very few number of them, belong to his political party, or if he win presidency, will he go back to PDP, who likely will have some governors who will most likely have members in the Governors Forum? Will he go back to PDP? So if he does, would there be litigation? We have seen cross-carpeting in the issue of Nigeria elections, politics. Are we going to witness for the first time, for instance, a president that is a standalone who will now be forced to retrace his step and join one of the popular party, even after he has won the presidency? What will likely come out of that? These are possible scenarios.
What if there is exodus of people who want tickets on other parties to the president's party?
Okay, if people win the election as governor in another party and they are cross-carpeting to a president party who has no gubernatorial candidate, what kind of litigations might emerge from there, because this will be a novel thing in history. So that is why we are not talking about impossibility.
But that's been happening.
We are looking at scenarios now. We are looking at scenarios which may or may not be. So
yeah, it may. But we've seen governors crossing from PDP to APC, and probably they are in court, but then it's just court.
That's what I was saying. So if a case of, let's say, 20 governors just move to the Labour Party because the Labour Party win presidency, would that not be unprecedented in history? Will it go smoothly? What will be the likely implication of that? We have not witnessed something like that. So even the crisis also that may occur from that, will it not even prevent governance? Will it not stop? Will it not hinder governance at that moment? That is one aspect. The same aspect, okay, when you have at the Senate, the Senate president will come from the party that has the majority seats. So if Labour Party, for instance, has few or no member in the Senate, and either of the two parties, APC or PDP, becomes the Senate president, how will he be able to work with them without compromising those things telling us he will not compromise? I don't want us to go back to what happened in 1980 with Balarabe in Kaduna State, because that's at state level. Are we likely going to witness something like that? These are possibilities. These are scenarios that I will expect the strategies of Obi to look at. I mean, because at that level, as a strategist, you are not sentimental. You are trying to be as factual as the possible scenarios that could occur. You are not carried away by all the frenzy that is going on. You are looking at things more critically. You are looking at each situation. Okay, what if it occurs this? What can we do? What can we do? So, and I see, if some of them are listening to me, they still have time between now and next year to go back to the drawing board. Because for me now, attention for them is focused on the presidency. And that may be counterproductive. So if you don't get those things right, the issue of getting it right is a little dicey. Because, again, democracy is about, it's not whether this is the right thing, but is this thing supported by the majority? And that is democracy for that. That is what we have to grapple with. We have to understand this. That, okay, if you say that this thing is yellow, and you take it to the assembly, and the assembly say, oh, no, we are not accepting it as yellow. It is blue. And it's okay, let us vote. And the majority voted for blue, that is blue, even when it is yellow. So they will say, oh, it's passed as blue. I mean, I hope that example makes sense.
Yeah, I understand you, but the attention has always been on the presidency, even though we know that the other offices are also as important, especially when we are talking about federalism, or true federalism as they call it. But it's almost impossible to build a big party that is different from separate. I mean, apart from the two useless ones, permit my language, that we currently have.
Let me pause you there. This are the issue here, that why people talk that Labour Party has no structure. This is actually what they meant. That they don't have structure. People are taking it for a joke. In Nigeria, we take all things for a joke. Oh, people are the structure. Yes, people are the structure. But what we are saying, like, the Labour Party now, Obi has kind of brought his currency into the party. The party has kind of gained momentum because Obi migrated into it. But what is the party doing to address what may create a constitutional crisis for Obi if he wins. If they do not, in addition to the presidency, if they are not focusing at the state level election, if they are not focusing on the two arms of the National Assembly, the House of Rep and the House of Senate, this is what the structure of the party will address. All the political party in the past addresses, they know this. That is why CPC, ACN, NPP, that is why when they marched because they knew that, okay, they need to control some governors. They have to have some number of governors. They need to control the National Assembly. This is how democracy is run. Even in advanced democracy, you will see that in a situation like in US, for instance, where the Republican Party is in the majority in the Congress, and the Democrat win the presidency, is usually a rough ride. And they always come to the midterm election that we are going to have very soon in US to make sure that they erase that imbalance. Because when the party at the executive level controls the legislative level, it is a lot easier based on the concept of majority to get things done, to get bills passed. This is how democracy functions. It is not about sentiment. There is no sentiment in it. So when people say they don't have structure, rather than looking inward and say, okay, what can we do to translate this momentum we are having with this guy, the presidency level, to the state level? The state level will also, at state level, you can kill one stone with, you can kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone. At the state level, you are looking at the governorship seat, you are looking at the 3 Senate seats, you are looking at the House of Representative member. When these things are not there, they are not replicated. This momentum, they are not replicated at the state level. It gives people who want to see Nigeria move forward some concern. But these guys, are they really listening? Are they thinking? Like I said, I don't know. I'm not in the picture of what is strategists, if they are any, are thinking. But this is what I believe the strategists who are not seen, who may not be known, should be thinking, should be looking at.
Okay, let's take another guess in terms of looking at the possible influence of religion and tribal affiliations in this coming election. It was in the news this past week that the Elders Forum, Northern Elders Forum, were saying that the North has learned its lessons, and because of that, it will not be taking electorate decisions on the basis of a tribe or religion like they did in the past. Especially looking at Buhari, whom they made the choices, twice on the basis of being our son or the son of the soil, and then and the religion, and it backfired because they seem to say, okay, we are the one that actually lost in this election, because even though they are in power, but they didn't really benefit. So they are saying they are not going to be doing that, even though I don't take them seriously because I have my personal reason. But I'm just asking, look at, okay, let's continue. Let's assume there are 3 major front runners in this coming election. That is Asiwaju, Atiku, and Obi. Do you think religion and tribe would play a major role?
Well, the answer is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that as far as Nigeria politics is concerned, tribe and religion will always play a role. Whether it will be a major role, it is the issue. It's a matter of conjecture. There are 3 layers of electorates electoral elites that way. If you want to look at Nigeria, they are the grassrooters. Those you may call not sophisticated, simple to heart, but committed voters at the grassroots. It differs from region to region. These are people who will go to their world leaders and say, okay, who are we voting for on election day? And because they have that level of rapport, whoever the world leader asks them to vote for, they vote for them. Then we have the enlightened layer, who's okay, I want to vote my conscience. I will do my own analysis. And they will vote. They will go, nobody can be to them. They listen to all the whatever debate and everything. And they make their choice. They are enlightened people. Unfortunately, these categories of people are very few. If this momentum is ready to go by, we are expecting that this time around, the number of people that are in that category will be more. So these people, they vote maybe based on issues, maybe based on interest. In that interest, may neither be religion nor tribe. It could also be. Then there are those who, you may say, they are extra liberal in their, in their mindset. They are looking for the common good of the nation, and they just say, okay, I don't care whether this guy, I don't care about his religion, I don't care about where it comes from. Do I see in this person somebody that can deliver? Which itself is subjective. It doesn't mean that even this category will vote for for just one person. Everybody will make his own choice. Those one they are trying to be blind to religion or this thing. But the truth is that at the grassroots level, people appeal to either religion or to tribe. That is the reality of election pattern in Nigeria. And not that these people are in the majority, but they are the most consistent. They are the most reliable. And if you take the statistics over all the other elections that has happened in Nigeria, these are the people, come rain, come sunshine, will go out to vote. Those people, most of the time, are heavily tilted towards tribe or religion, or tribe and religion. But what we are hoping is that those at the middle level who can make their choice based on the analysis, even they may still be biased, if more of them come out to vote, that can change the trajectory. We may call those one of bound voters. But in practical terms, those are the first cadre are the people that you can bet your life that they will come out to vote. You are very sure. And these are people that are being teleguided. If I can use that word, these are people that are being teleguided by their world leader. Vote this person, vote this person. These are the most reliable, consistent voters in Nigeria.
Okay, I wanted to, let's assume, I'm just creating this scenario in my head. All right, let's assume.
You hire you as a political strategist then. That's what strategists do.
So let's assume, since you talked about religion and tribe influence in this forthcoming election, let's assume a situation where an Atiku wins the election. Bearing in mind that Buhari is just completing his 8th term as a northerner, what do you see happening? What do you think people's reaction, especially southerners, what do you think their reactions would be like?
That is a bit difficult to conjecture as at this moment. because there are complications there. People, you see, that it's just be a case of between it could become a party thing, or PDP, APC, something. It could also be about tribe. And in Nigeria, we are supposed to be 3. Again, let's do the kind of tripod. But when it comes to some politics, they compress it into 2. They will say North and South. And I've had people doing some calculation claiming that the South has spent 14 years. 14 years indicates that they are merging Obasanjo 8 years plus Jonathan 6 years, right? Making 14. And they are saying, okay, from 1999 to date, that's 24 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, by 2020 it will be 24 years. So those school of thought are saying, okay, the South has gotten 14 out of 24. So they have more, according to that school of thought. But there are other schools of thought will say, okay, here is the thing. We're actually supposed to be 6, not even 3, by the new political structure. So the North and South no longer exist.
Yeah, but it currently exists.
Okay, if you say it exists, then we don't even have South. There is really no South. What we have is North, West, and East. So they will now say, okay, the West has gotten 8 years.
If you say we have North, South, and East,
which is another complication. So
yeah,
we'll now say, okay, where is Jonathan from? Jonathan is from South.
Yeah.
That is why we say, okay.
And the whole of the North cannot just be North. I mean, the so-called North.
Okay, of all the time that the North has had, the 8 years of Buhari now, plus the 2 years of Yar'Adua, is from Northwest. Actually, the 2 of them are from the same state. Yar'Adua and Buhari are from Katsina State. It's just one state that has produced that 10 years. So when you now say, okay, you now say Atiku is not from Northwest. Atiku is from Northeast. So in 6 geopolitical situations, you now say, okay, Northwest, 10 years. Southwest, 8 years. South, 6 years. Okay, if you want to say, okay, you want to make it North and West, North and South. North 10, South 14. Then Northeast, which we say has never produced presidency. Just the same thing as Southeast has not produced presidency.
Yeah, but is that enough reason for them?
There are a lot of arguments that will come here. But don't forget that PDP is spread across the country. We can't deny them that. They are spread across the country. There's likelihood the Southeast, if Obi does not win, they will likely accept Atiku. If there's going to be any problem of Atiku presidency, most likely it will be from Southwest. The South may likely accept Atiku. In fact, for him to win, he had to be able to have, remember it's 2/3 of all the states. You must have 25% in at least 2/3. So if there's going to be any protest, if it will be like Southwest. The Northwest may grumble, but they will accept. Of course, the Northeast, which is his base, we accept. The North Central may not likely protest. Where would the protest come from? Southwest. That's my own thinking.
Okay. So we will keep we will keep watching
So the same thing, we can also say, even if Tinubu also win, there could also be protests somewhere, anywhere. If we are talking about protest now, the only person you may likely say that win, that there may be no protest, if you ask me, might be Obi. If Obi wins, maybe there will be no protest. But the burden, the hurdles between the parties, like how can they get good numbers of gubernatorial seats? How can they get good numbers in the two houses of the National Assembly? Those are major hurdles. Because when they don't get this, even if you win the presidency, even if there are no protests, the hurdle before it will be too many.
Okay. We shall be watching. We will see how joining the show tonight. We just wanted to, discuss briefly about the road towards 2023. We still have about 6 months towards the election, and I assume that as soon as the campaign proper starts, there's going to be a lot to talk about. Because it will be, they will be legally campaigning. Right now they are doing a lot of out of the country discussions and meetings and deliberations and all of those things. So I am hoping that maybe we will get it right. I don't know, because it's
there's nothing wrong with hope. Hope is the last sin for a man.
It's the only commodity we have in Nigeria right now.
But realistically, I am not too confident that we may. So that doesn't mean we may not, but I'm not too sure we may still be able to get it right. Especially we all agree there's a 40 constitution. And it's been a lot pretty difficult to sit down and say, okay, let us fix this constitution. The one that are benefiting from the upside of the constitution, they don't want to leave it. They want to continue to enjoy their benefits. The ones that are not benefiting, that are the downside of the constitution, keep complaining, but nobody is listening to them.
Okay, in closing, do you think it's possible for us to get somebody who will come in and would say we must change this constitution?
Out of the present people,
among the current 3 leading individuals.
Do you want me to give you the theory, or do you want me to give you the answer from my head or from my heart?
From your heart.
Okay, from my heart, I wish, but I don't see anyone capable of doing that.
Why?
If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do?
You are giving me something from your head now.
Because I'm giving you the answer from my heart. When you now for that question, I have to switch to my head. You see, the truth is that all of them that are contesting, including the one that is most popular, are benefited from the flawed system. They are the beneficiary of the existing system. Are they willing? Are they able? Would they be able to change it?
Let me.
They are willing. There are two things here: willingness and ability. And the third aspect, that you also enjoy the support of other components, like I mentioned, the tripod, to be able to do that.
You know that Moses was born and raised in Egypt.
Yes, you want to go scriptural now? Go ahead.
So by all standard, he was the son of the soil. Yet he also engineered the destruction of the city and the rebuild and freedom of Israel. So is it not possible?
He pulled out after some time. He pulled out after some time, and that pulling out, he went for the orientation. and
That may
then
have been
voting him.
happening. Do you think that may not have been happening among these three major contenders?
Who went for any orientation? Even the rave of the moment, if you may call it, Peter Obi, why did he become the role? Because he pulled out of PDP when he did
Yeah,
not see a role there.
yeah.
But it's not as if there was any transformation. The message is preached, the message of frugality is a message that just gives us hope. How much clout does he have? How strong is he to deal with federal civil service? How strong is he to command the respect of the National Assembly if members of his party are not well represented there? How much clout will he have to put the governors forum in check if his party members are not there? Those are the things, those are the challenges. And if you see when you want to even talk about even simple situation of corruption now, he has been very evasive to answer a question of corruption. So okay, let us just forget the past and move forward. How do you do that? So, and I know he's trying to be very careful. He's trying to avoid issues that can lay him too early. But those are the issues that his opponent will always be throwing at him. We don't know his stand on corruption. We don't know his stand on restructuring.
Yeah, but the
He once said that he himself said that this nation is like a vehicle with a knock engine. That what you need at this moment is not the driver, but to replace the engine. Is he not going to be the engine and the driver?
No, but he said in this interview with Fayeun and Okonkwo, I was watching when Okonkwo asked that question. So he said, "Well, at least you need a driver to even take it to the mechanic shop."
No,
where the engine will be fixed.
You need a towing vehicle to take it to the not necessarily a driver. You need a towing vehicle to take it to the mechanic shop.
Well, I'm assuming that he probably want to be the towing vehicle driver or something like that. Anyway, we will continue to police and monitor and listen and watch them and discuss whatever it is that comes out. We just hope that as citizens of that could be great country, we hope that something reasonable, something better will come out of this, all of this election. And this is on a personal note. Earlier today, I saw Professor Oshibajo in the U.S. standing side by side with the Vice President of the U.S. And I just felt in my heart that perhaps this is a great opportunity that we lose. Some people might disagree with me, but that's just my own personal perception.
Anyway, there was his late father-in-law of blessed memory. He was regarded as the best friend we never had. Maybe we
That's Awolowo, right?
Awolowo was described as the best president we never had. Who knows?
Yeah.
It is a matter of congestion, but then the structure actually is. And actually, you know my stand on the issue of Nigeria. I pray daily for Nigeria that not just fulfill its purpose, a Nigeria that will be the hope and the aspiration of every black man on earth. That is my aspiration. That's my prayer. And when I see things going on, sometimes I'm sad. But I still don't give hope. But 2023 is close by. I don't know. A lot of things will see happen. A lot of changes will see take place. But
a lot of hope is invested in that election.
So, yes, a lot of hope is. But then, when we are investing hope, we should also be mindful to do the right thing right. We should put the right things in the right place. When we focus on only one aspect, we may not be doing ourselves any good.
All right. What's your closing statement? Let's close. We'll be back again next week.
we, like you already said, we keep our finger crossed. Our job is to open our eyes to see what is going on. Then we chip in one words here and there. We are watching the development. We are seeing what is going on. We may not be in the full picture of everything because there are a lot that happen behind the scene. But I want to tell people that in democracy, there's no absolute right, there's no absolute wrong. So, and I wrote an article and I said, who is the right candidate? There is none. There is no best candidate. It's the one that has the majority of the vote that becomes the elected person. And if by any mistake we elect a wrong person again, well, we weather the storm together again.
Yeah.
For every vote you cast, your vote does two things, not just one. You are voting for somebody and you're also voting against somebody. Don't forget that. When you don't vote, you are making it easy for somebody to win, or you are making it difficult for somebody not to win.
All right.
It's
Thank you very much. Yeah, each time you use that analysis of there is no right candidate in a democracy, it kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable, even though I know it is the truth.
Okay, because you don't like the truth, right?
No, not that I don't like the truth, but I just wish that that through the instrument of democracy, that we in Nigeria would be able to get it right at least, But then, knowing that democracy also allow it for anybody, it could be somebody who doesn't know anything. It could be a populist, like we've seen in America, And even though they say there has been division in America before Donald Trump, but it's perhaps become worse that everybody in the world now see. It's like somebody revealing the secret of an old woman. That old woman which everybody is scared of, and then it's like Donald Trump just came and removed the wrapper around the waist of the old woman. That's the way I see what I feel. Anyway, I may be wrong. That's my perception again.
Yeah, that's your opinion, and we are an opinion sharer forum, so
yeah,
it's still proper.
Yeah. So, guys, you're welcome to Opinion Sharers again. We have discussed and issues surrounding the road towards 2023 elections in Nigeria. And we are concerned citizens of Nigeria, regardless of where we live currently. And we hope for the better. Next week, Saturday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, is it 5 p.m. Sorry. Yeah, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, we will be back again to discuss some other things that relates to Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, viewers, for being with us.
Yeah.